We can get a little bit of Giants Yanks if we want to, but I want to focus primarily on the games tomorrow. Welcome to the Dub Club TV pre-show. We were just learning about DOMG Props' background. Get back into it, Aiden.
And I used to upload Madden videos back in the day, so I'm big on just start posting player prop videos for like basically DFS apps like Prize Picks. It's kind of how I got started, just because I was already familiar with YouTube. So I just started posting there and just kind of blew it from there. So
hell yeah. I am horrible at Madden. Like I can't even beat it on like pro, I'm not gonna lie. Wherever the second lowest difficulty, I throw pick sixes like it's my job. So
dude, I haven't played seriously in a long time. So I'm big into MLB The Show though, so I play a lot of MLB still.
Also terrible at that game too.
Yeah.
What are you good at, Matt?
Not video games.
Some positive self-talk.
MLB The Show, if you throw a ball low, I am chasing that thing every single time. That game
tests your discipline for sure.
It's so bad. I rage quit a lot.
Why did they get rid of MVP baseball? That was a game that I played every single day. There's like the Manny Ramirez, I believe it was 2005. They had a banger soundtrack. I would play like Dynasty mode and play like 162 games. There you go. That's a dude that knows ball right there.
This is the best one. I just got
There's Manny. I mean,
Unreal.
I think I still know every song like word for word on that soundtrack. I actually saw, what's the band? Take Me Out.
Soundtrack.
Franz Ferdinand. I saw them live because of that video game. I was like, and everybody in the crowd like freaked out.
It's the best soundtrack game ever made.
Yeah.
By far. I think in the history.
Why did they go so hard?
I don't know. It was a good era of music, I think. 2005. They got the, I feel like everything's overused now. So it is what it is. They kind of got ahead early, I think.
TikTok ruined it all.
TikTok ruined a lot.
John, were you a gamer? Do you have a favorite video game? I saw you nodding your head over there with MVP Baseball 05 getting thrown around.
MVP was the last probably baseball game I played. I mean, I don't think any of the 2K games were good. I used to rock that on the PSP and, I'd play Madden on the PSP as well. But I feel like 04, 05 era was the best with NHL, MLB, all those games. Madden.
The PSP was awesome. I think it was MLB, the 07, the show. I used to be the Mets and do franchise mode. And the managers would allow a trade for Ichiro for Victor Diaz on the Mets. And I would just do it every time and then just go from there. And my team was like on crack. Not gonna lie.
I'd do forced trades for everything.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane. I couldn't even tell you who Victor Diaz was at the time. I was trying random trades. I was like, why does this work? And it was a glitch in the system.
Yeah, my favorite guy was Johan Santana. I'd have him start every game and just throw the circle change.
Yeah. I used to always try to do that perfect game challenge they had with the games. I think that might have been the show it started with. Where it was like, if you could record yourself from like start to finish doing a perfect game, you win like $1 million or something.
Wow.
Stupid thing. Yeah, I thought I was going to win it every year. Did not work whatsoever.
some programming in there that says no perfect games.
Yeah, it was tough. But I feel like no one does that stuff anymore.
Everyone's focused on gambling, Maddie. You're part of the problem.
True. Even the sports books, though. You used to go on MGM. He's like $600 in bonus bets. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, now it's like you're lucky if you get like FanDuel just did a refer a friend. You'll get entered into a jersey giveaway. Like, what are we doing?
Sad state of affairs.
Like, what are we doing?
Did any of you guys play Roller Coaster Tycoon growing up on the PC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
This is how you know you're a real sicko. Did you could kind of see if your patrons were leaving the park?
You put them in the water and drown them if they're leaving?
Oh, that was how I was going.
I heard about that.
Oh, my God,
actually.
Maddie, you're telling on yourself. That is hilarious. Now, I would put them in a little like holding facility so they had buy funnel cakes. Yeah. Yeah. That's freaking epic.
I heard from a friend if you put them in the water they'll just drown and you can watch them.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Facebook. He goes to a different school.
Absolutely insane. But baseball's back, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
The timeline is flooded. The home run parlays are taking over. It seems like everyone has their own website this year. too.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that? AI Claude and our friend AI is making it really easy to create different websites. What do you guys think about that? Do any of you have your own websites? Or are you just doing the old-fashioned way? This is good pre-show banter.
I think projections are fine, although I do think like everyone's scraping the same data. I would say 90% of people are scraping the same data, so I wouldn't be shocked if you had the same 10 guys in different rankings on everyone's page. So, it is, we're in a weird time, but I'm against that whole thing. But hey, some people have it legit. I think it ruins for those people that have good projections and stuff. But some people probably just ask it to make its own thing. Where if you're just asking it to make one, I think you're cooked. That's sorry to anyone else in here if they have one of those. But
No.
Claude, give me a 6-leg parlay that wins. Make no mistakes.
Yeah, no.
We'll see how that works out for them.
You were about to say something. I cut you off.
No, I just said we'll see how that works out. I don't see that. They just all popped out of nowhere like yesterday. That took me by surprise. I didn't see that coming.
It's because of the AI stuff, which is cool. I mean, I think it's cool. It lets people be creative.
I think it's cool if used correctly. I just think everyone's, you're gonna see a lot of similar slips out there, a lot of which I guess happens anyway. Let's be real. So maybe just, I don't know. Maybe it's just different language and it'll be the new norm going forward where like that could be what it is. But at the same time, if it's working, it's working, I guess. I guess they wouldn't follow the same thing over and over again if it wasn't working. So
it's a selling point.
This is a good segue as we attack the pre-show before we get to actually picking of the games. We kind of did this already, but we should run it back because it's a new audience. Aiden, by the way, you're looking yoked today, dude. Did you hit the gym, upper body this morning or something? I'm kind of intimidated.
He's doing the fingers underneath the bicep trick that we all do.
Yeah.
I think
It's got one of those things you like grab and squeeze, the grab and squeeze method.
Yeah, right. I should do that.
Talk the listeners at home through your betting style because you have a unique one, especially when it comes to baseball and these DFS apps. Talk about like your 9-1, 3-4 spots or anything else that someone who's maybe not familiar with you may come to appreciate about how your betting style is different than the guy next door.
Yeah, I run a lot of DFS apps, and I think I can really find an edge on. PrizePicks seems to be the best for that. Just anything that's like kind of correlated for the most part. So you find a lot in the MLB. That's why I'm really excited. Had a lot of winners last season doing it. Just kind of finding ways to take advantage. Like on PrizePicks, they have like fantasy scores and of course like hits, runs, and RBIs. And I've just found that the 9 spot and the 1 spot tend to be pretty correlated. And then the 3 spot and the 4 spot, not always the case, obviously. But when a team explodes and scores, 6, 7, 8 runs, those guys just all tend to, go over together because like you have hits, runs, and RBIs for a couple players. They just all kind of tend to go over together if they're going to have a good game. So that's what I've been able to do like on apps like PrizePicks. Like you just can't really find that correlation sometimes on sports books. And then also like Underdog, you can't really find that. They already have that baked in. Like they're just going to kill you with the payout. But just kind of finding spots like that, it's really unique for sure. Just kind of a niche.
Yeah, no, I think that stuff's awesome. I think in sports books, they kind of overbake it. Like I think if you did like a Judge Bellinger combo, you'll get like worse odds for both than you would for one. Like they kind of do that stupid thing where like they just kind of cook that. But any chance you can get that, I think baseball is the best to do that with because football, or like even basketball, you can get a guy's assists or points that may not go there. And baseball, you're almost like you're guaranteed to go up after or before. So I think baseball is the best sport to do that with. So if you can do that, that's sick.
Yep.
Maddie, educate our listeners at home. What is the Maddie Chucks /Huddle MLB betting style? You're known for finding. When I think about, I'm going to shut up and let you do the talking.
I will say I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I was the no home run pioneer. I will say.
I was going to say that, but you said it first.
It's 6 stuff. I think, and you can use the sportsbook odds to kind of teach you. Like the totals are 6.5s. The weather's bad. For my guys who don't really understand baseball, for my bettors that don't understand baseball is the only sport where the field is different dimensions in every single city. Whereas basketball court's the same size, football field's the same size. Where baseball, you have high walls, short walls, you got cold weather, you got just different dimensions. You got people building ballparks like Oracle Park, like to mitigate the wind. So even though it's blowing out, it's not really meaning the ball is going to carry a ton. So there's a lot of other analytics you could use for no home runs. It is the worst bet to like watch, I will say.
The villain bet for sure.
You're clenching a lot during that game. Every single time you hear it crack at the bat, you're kind of just, it's bad. But it was paying a lot, and I think a lot has to do with like whether or not they use juice balls or not. I'm a big conspiracy guy, and I think with this whole potential lockout, they're either gonna juice the hell out of these balls or make them no bueno. So I'm on the side they're probably gonna go no. That's just my opinion. So sink or swim over there. But that's the fun stuff. And then the other stuff is just, I do a lot of like different markets that most people don't do, like F5 team totals, first 5 innings. So like I could get better odds on that than a starting pitcher's like over earned runs. And he may only be going 5 innings max. Could be like a 5 innings guy. His under 15.5 outs is minus 200, but his over 2.5 earned runs is like worse odds than F5 over 2.5 for the other team. And I can get an injury and still go over. So it's, and the books every year they tighten up a little bit, but you could find stuff like that. I feel like baseball is the best sport to find little niches like that. Each season, the book just presents you a different opportunity.
Very interesting stuff. Speaking of juice balls or non-juice balls, let's head it over to John Ballman, who's got a bunch of balls in his background. John, you are a baseball bettor through and through. Tell the listeners home a little bit about your background and how you attack the 162 game grind of MLB baseball betting.
Yeah. So in college, I went to Tulane University, ended up working for their baseball team.
Roll Wave.
Before the whole analytics revolution. I mean, back then they didn't even have a TrackMan at Tulane, so it was kind of tough being their analytics guy. Then ended up with the Blue Jays and their player development and high performance departments. So I was with them for a year, unbelievable experience, learned, everything I could possibly know. It was awesome, being around the guys, talking to the coaches, some of these guys, literally baseball lifers, and just learning from them. And then, worked for CBS Sports for a little bit. And now I'm just doing this full time. I'm mostly a money line guy. I think a lot of that has to do with my background, just because, that's kind of what I'm looking into, trying to just figure out who wins a game. And I think obviously the incentive is there. I don't love run lines because of that, because like I said, there's no incentive to win by 2-3 runs. And then I feel like if I like an underdog enough, I'm likely going to play them outright. So I'm a big money line guy. I do some totals as well, but I think I stick more to the money lines. And then in the playoffs, we'll get some player props going when I actually have the time to really go through, or I should say when there are few enough games that I can really go through every single game and get some good player props out along with some sides.
3 esteemed minds of the MLB betting game. We rolled out the heavy hitters for opening night, opening day, opening 3 days. I'm not loving the fact that we've got kind of a 3-day opening, whatever the hell this is. I'm seeing some head shaking from the dais, so I'm guessing some agreement from this crew. Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah.
I liked when it was Sunday Night Baseball was the World Series champion, and then everybody played on Monday. They moved everything forward, so now Thursday is the true opening day. But this whole Wednesday night thing is really throwing me for a loop, and I'm not a fan.
But then you got like the Mets Brewers at 1:15 on Thursday, and then they don't play again until Saturday. So it's like, what are we doing?
That's, yeah. Now, I kind of remember that being a thing where like you'd play on Monday, you get Tuesday off, whatever. But baseball's got a lot of juju right now. They could clean up the opening week schedule. But let's get right into it, gentlemen. We have no agenda for this particular stream. I'd like to talk about the Thursday games primarily. Before we do, I'm going to go around the horn. I don't know if you guys bet futures or not, but I'm putting you on the spot. Aiden, what's a future that's sitting in your account right now that you like a lot that maybe other people aren't talking about?
I have not done any futures. I'm the wrong guy for that one.
You're like 0.
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny Bullman, bail me out.
So I was literally looking at all my futures today. So I'm glad this show is today and not yesterday. But I think the team that I'm highest on is the Red Sox this year. I just don't think they have any holes. I mean, their starting rotation is very good. They added Sonny Gray, added Ranger Suarez to that rotation, and they had breakouts from Connolly early and Peyton Toll last year, and that just adds to their depth. Their bullpen's very good. Greg Weissert, Garrett Whitlock, Aroldis Chapman at the back end. And then with their pitching depth, they can put some of, those options in the bullpen, like a Peyton Toll or, Cutter Crawford when he gets back from injury. Patrick Sandoval's injured right now. He can go in that bullpen too. They added Wilson Contreras, who is a great stopgap for Tristan Casas. Tristan Casas should be out maybe probably until May or June-ish. And I mean, he'll be back and should be playing then after a season long injury last year. But Wilson Contreras is, more than good enough to, play in that spot. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, two guys that can hit, two young guys who have as much potential as anyone in the game. They just really don't have any holes. Like I said, I think this Red Sox team is great. I love their over win total at 87.5 wins. I like them to win the AL East plus 325, and it's juicy, but I like them to make the playoffs at minus 170 as well. So that's kind of my, pseudo ladder would be with the Red Sox.
Cool. I feel like that's kind of contrarian. I'm seeing a lot of news media bemoaning the Red Sox being a cheap organization. They got cute. They lost Bregman. Everyone's kind of like sell in the news media. John Bowman's punching back against the steam. I love it. Matty Chucks, what do you got for us? The future. Yeah, go ahead.
I actually like the Red Sox too. I think like getting Durbin too, a guy that doesn't strike out a lot. This lineup, they have a bunch of outfielders. Like people forget, like Yoshida was like a 280, 285 hitter. He had a terrible year last year, and like it's like sink or swim for him. They could probably trade him if they want to or whatever, or keep him on if he's a spark. Like, they have a lot of guys in that lineup. I was a big Devers fan, so I was like off the bandwagon when they got rid of him. He's the second best player in the league behind Jordan Alvarez. I'll be not taking any comments on that. But I like them now. Their pitching depth is unbelievable. And from being a Mets fan, Ranger Suarez is disgusting. And he's an inning eater who can get you 7 innings and that's my thing. I'm not a big strikeout stuff guy. I'm a big, can this guy give me 7 innings on any given night potentially? And you get guys like that on your team, and you're going to – it's a long season. Like, one of the big reasons why the Mets sucked – there's a lot of reasons why the Mets sucked last year, but one of the main reasons why is that the only guy who can go 6 innings was David Peterson once every 5th start. Kodai Senga injures every other part of his body every other week. So I think when you have pitchers like that, it really helps. And I think the Orioles, although they have my beloved Alonso, that lineup's disgusting too. But I think the Red Sox are like – I think it's anyone's division, so I think taking them at that price just makes sense. So I have to back that up. And then I took a stab on the Pittsburgh Pirates at 6-1 to win the NL Central. Ooh. I think it's the Cubs division to lose, but I think the Pirates are kind of closer than 6-1 odds. I think they're closer to the Reds than I like to think. So I don't think they're gonna win, but I think there's more chances than not at 6-1 that I would take that bet. Where they got better, they showed Paul Skeens they mean business. They got some good hitters to add to that as well. And I think that division is always like a cluster. Like, it's just a clusterfuck of – I'm honestly a little more out on the Brewers, I will say, than most too, which helped my opinion. But, I think they're more of like a 2B team in that division than the 4th. So I took a stab on the Pirates.
Love it. Anything on the props? DOMG, I know you say no futures. Or just like players that you think are – primed for breakout seasons. That's maybe a better reframe. or players that you think are primed to go to the toilet this year?
I like Vinny Pescatino for the Royals.
Oh,
I really do.
Team Italia.
Yeah.
Fresh off a great run in the WBC.
Brought that wall in too. I think it's only going to help. So
Yeah, I agree.
definitely lean him. We'll see how he starts out the year.
I would stick with that theme in the Royals Italian team, Jack Caglianone. I think he's going to be unbelievable this year. You know, it's simple as that. I think he's going to be one of the best players in the league this year.
I think Shea Bangaliers is up there too. He's going to have a monster year. That guy just pimp stingers. That team is going to be so fun to watch. So I think he's going to be crazy.
A lot of good names on our Picks to Click 2026 edition. Something's in the water. All right, now let's get into the slate. We are warmed up. We are primed. We are ready to rock and roll. If you guys haven't already, throw this tweet link or YouTube link in your Twitter spheres, Dub Club, Discord, wherever you got it, because we're getting into the action right now. Let's talk about opening night tonight. Interleague play. Again, hate this. Hate all the interleague play. Hate Wednesday night. So this is a freaking turd sandwich. Max Fried, Logan Webb, two blue blood franchises duking it out on the San Francisco Bay. What do we like in this one? John B., let's start. You're the money line guy.
Yeah, this is a tough one, to be honest. I think this line's pretty accurate. You know, I think the Yankees should be slightly favored. You know, Max Fried going, he was really good last season. Giants, obviously with the season not starting, it's pretty tough to see how teams do versus a specific handedness. So that's a big part of, you know, my handicap is seeing how a team hits versus lefties, hits versus righties. Logan Webb pitched well in the World Baseball Classic. This is Max Fried's first start of the season. You know, I guess I'd lean Giants at plus money at home, but like I said, I think this is a pretty accurate line. I would put it around Yankees minus 120, minus 125, which is right where it's at.
Let's talk about props. DOMG, educate us. Anything you're seeing value-wise on the Underdog, Prize Picks, any of these daily fantasy sites that you tend to attack?
Yeah, Yankees lineup is not out yet. I'm kind of waiting for that, but I'm kind of leaning Ben Rice a little bit. I just like the righty-lefty matchup here. He has a pretty solid history against him, I believe. But he's really good hitting the sinker as well as the slider as well. So kind of lean there. Yeah, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI versus Webb, I believe. So somewhat decent spring training. So I'm kind of leaning there, but it's just a really tough game. I like targeting those games with the high over-unders, and this is just simply not it. So if it was a middle of the season game, I probably wouldn't even, touch this one. But it's opening
We're
night,
all
I have
itching.
to.
We're all itching.
Sure.
It's opening night. Maddie, you look like you're itching to share a take with us over there. Let it fly.
It's a no home run day, baby.
Oh,
it's March. Totals like 6.5, 7. Aaron Judge scares the living balls off me, I will say. I have a lot of haters in the comments saying, do you know who Aaron Judge is? And I will say, I do. So that's step one. But, I mean, it's just Oracle Park, pitcher-friendly park. You got 2 good pitchers on the mound. I am terrified of Aaron Judge. I will reiterate that. So this could lose first inning off a pimp job. But, I mean, this game just screams under and screams gritty and just screams ugly. So I'll take the no home run. I lean Webb K's as well. It's gone up to like 6.5, a little bit too high, just considering I don't think he's on a pitch count, but the bullpen's fresh. So, I mean, it's all going to be situational. I think the whole like pitch count thing is kind of like a little BS because a lot of times it's like situational. Like if he's 75 through 5, he probably might be done there. It's going to depend on the flow of the game and where he's at. And then my other comment is, if we're going to have interleague game, how is this not Dodgers Blue Jays? Like it just doesn't make. You're going to do it. Like, no one cares about this Aaron Judge hometown game. Like no one gives a shit. MLB.
Why is this game? I mean, am I crazy in imagining that it used to be opening night was always the defending World Series champ? And maybe they're not. Maybe it's not a rematch.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean, what do we do? Why is this the case? Is it just because it's the Yankees? We'll get Manfred on the horn for next week's episode.
John probably has a better idea than I do, honestly.
John, anything you can share?
They were
Sources?
opening up in like Japan earlier, I forget, or wherever it was. That's what
Last
they were
year,
doing.
yeah, it was Dodgers Cubs in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah,
That was
it
kind of
were-
cool.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was,
they
that was
used
a week
to
before the game started.
Yeah.
they used to have all the games on Thursday. Everyone would open Thursday, but then they would also give everyone the off day Friday, except for like 3 teams. So I don't
Yeah.
think they've done a very good job of opening day for a while now. But I do think the way that they're doing it this year is because of all the different streaming options that they have now. So I believe tonight's game's on Netflix. I mean, I believe they're Apple TV games. So I'm guessing that all those execs were like, we want our standalone games to start the season, and that's why they're doing it this way.
It's a ball knower right there. I believe this game may be on NBC, actually. I could be
there you
totally
go.
wrong, but I know NBC's got fancy rights this year. NBC's making a big push in sports. I can't remember ever watching an MLB game on NBC.
We also have like March Madness, like the same night as like all the games tomorrow. Like, what are we doing?
A little too much going on. I have to agree with you. Okay, let's go to the real opening day. We got a resident New York Metropolitans expert with us on set today, facing the Pittsburgh. What's the girl's name? Paul Skeen's girlfriend, Livy Dunn's.
Don't act like you didn't know what that was, Lewis.
I don't know what to tell you. Paul Skeen, 6.5 strikeouts, same number as Logan Webb. How about it? Juan Soto is the most bet guy on the Mets. Freddie Peralta's going for the Metropolitans. Give us the opening day outlook for the team from Queens. Matty Chucks.
I will say the Mets are like the best opening day team ever. So if you're a big Tyler O'Neill home run guy, you're probably a big Mets money line opening day guy too. I will say Skeens is scary, so I probably wouldn't think to do that. But I think Peralta was what the Mets needed. But yeah, I think pitch counts are big here. I'm actually on Skeens under 16.5 outs. Just because he pitched 65 pitches at last spring training start. He was kind of on a limit in the World Baseball Classic, like 70, 75 as well. He could carve this obviously in like 6 innings, like 70 pitches, I'll tip my cap, but I just don't see a scenario where they extend him too deep in the road opener at 1:00 in New York when he's been on a limit this whole time and they're kind of competing is what I was saying before. He might have to be damn near perfect for me to go under here. I think especially with the day off again the next day, like he's probably 5 and dive unless he's just absolutely carving, which he could. So 16.5 I think is a little too high, so I took the under.
I totally lied, by the way. Tonight is on Netflix, Johnny B. Tomorrow is NBC. This game is on NBC tomorrow. This is the first game on opening day, the real one. I like the analysis. Matty Chucks, let's get some unbiased analysis. Somebody who's got no dog in the fight. Let's start with not DOG, DOMG. What do you like in this game, if anything at all?
I'm a big hitter guy, and I'm not touching the hitters in this game. There's no chance. 2 great pitchers.
Will you play unders or as our friends at Underdog call it, lowers, or you're just like stay away game?
I've touched on them a little bit. They're also not fun. I found a lot of profit on the overs. I haven't dived too much into unders. I have a little bit, but it's just to have fun while being profitable. So
you are Maddie's enemy with the no home run problem.
I'm all for that. When I'm not touching any overs in that game, I don't hate that. I'm a big unders NBA guy, but MLB, I don't know.
We've talked a lot about props. John, do you have anything on the side or the total of this one?
No, I don't have much to add here. I mean, I think Paul Skeens is going to pitch well. I think the Mets are more likely to win, but I think that's baked into the line here, -120 at home. I think Freddie Peralta will pitch fine too. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates go up early and the Mets end up winning. So maybe something like a live bet if that happens, as soon as Skeens gets out, but I'm staying away from this one.
Fair enough. Let's keep moving. Another interleague game on opening day. What the hell is this? Sox Brewers, at least they're close geographically. Just a quick drive up the Edens Expressway. Mizorowski's a dog, no doubt about it. The Sox are throwing, I believe his first name is Sean Smith. This guy's like a Rule 5 draft pick. I don't think he was on an opening day roster last year. Now he's the opening day guy for the Pale Hose.
Shane Smith. Put some respect on his name, Lewis.
Tell us why we should be excited about S. Smith, Matty.
I was pumped for Shane Smith last year. I thought he pitched well. Obviously, he pitches for a rat shit organization. No disrespect. But I mean, he's going to be thrown to the dogs here. Young guy. I thought he pitched well last year. I thought his advanced numbers were pretty good for the first half of the year. Kind of figured him out a little bit as hitters do. But yeah, not a good matchup for him in this game. But, I don't know who's watching Brewers White Sox at 2:10 tomorrow, if we're being honest. Except for this guy who put his hand up.
I like that you said no disrespect, by the way, Maddie. That was nice. That was professional of you.
You're a
DOMG.
Brewers guy?
Brewers guy. I didn't know that. I don't know if I'm going to invite you on the next podcast. But yeah, tell us what you like in this one and your general season outlook for the Brew Crew this year.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a Brewer stack tomorrow. Guy I like off the top of my head is William Contreras. He's 2 for 2, I believe, against Shane Smith. So probably be the guy that I go to there.
Big sample size.
Yeah, right. But still, yeah, Brewers at home. Give me the over for their stack tomorrow.
Love it. Johnny B, what do we got?
I hate it.
I mean, I think the Brewers are going to win. Mizorowski is some of the best stuff in the league. Honestly, if not the best stuff, he's unbelievable. But he did kind of lose it at the end of last season, which worries me a bit. So I'd love to see, how he comes out in this game and the environment opening day. So that worries me a little bit. That being said, I still think the Brewers win this game. I just don't know if I'm going to lay minus 186, and I don't know if I love the run line for the home team.
Mizorowski's tough, though, because he looks like one of those flimsy number 2 pencils you get at like this classic book fair when he throws, and that's hard to watch. But he does have some filthy stuff.
Nasty. He's a guy that, like, when he's pumped up, too, it's like, whoa, chill out, dude. Like
he can do that because he throws like 102 miles an hour. That's why.
But he doesn't look cool when he's doing it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys, like, hell yeah, that's sweet. Mizorowski's like, oh,
yeah. hey, buddy.
maybe don't do that. Because I can vividly remember the game 5 of the NLDS last year where the Brewers sent the Cubs packing, and he had like a very big outing, and he got a strikeout. I don't know, 4th or 5th inning to end the frame. And he was like straight. I hope he's not listening.
Guys that do that, though. I think baseball does need guys to do that.
The creatures.
Yeah, that's what sells. I don't want. So I want someone who hits a game-winning, hits a bomb and flips the bat. You deserve to flip. You know how hard hitting a baseball is? Flip the damn bat. I hate the guys that are like, come on,
yeah,
robots. Like it's ridiculous. Show some emotion, damn it.
I think that's very fair. Well, let's go to the team that they sent packing last year. My squad. I'll be boots on the ground, weather permitting. The friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Cubbies, Nacionals, 120, nothing better. Someone tell me something. I'm gonna have a play in this one. I gotta look at underdog to figure out what exactly it's gonna be. So, John, why don't you get us started? Buy me some time. Chicago Cubs minus 204. Man, are the Nationals like terrible? That's kind of a huge juice. That's like the biggest number by a bit.
Yeah. So the Nats are pretty terrible this year, or at least I think they should be. They've got CJ Abrams, James Wood, Luis Garcia, Keibert Ruiz. They're really, really young, is the thing. So like, I think they're going to be extremely inconsistent all season. They could definitely show flashes. Cade Cavalli has been a top prospect for a while. He just hadn't really gotten his chance. And he came up last year, didn't pitch great. I mean, I was just looking at his spring training numbers, though. You gave up 4 hits in 12 innings all spring training. I don't really read into spring training unless it's an extreme. So unless somebody's getting absolutely rocked or unless somebody's, been unbelievable, kind of like he has. So I do think it's important, Wrigley Field always to look at the weather and where the wind's blowing, but I don't mind an under here to get it started. Seiya Suzuki, won't be in the lineup as well. So, I think I would go under.
Cade Cavalli's got a nice mustache if he's still rocking what he has on MLB.com profile. Never heard of him in my life. Nice draft pick, first-round draft pick. Decent season last year. What happened between 2022 and 2025? He made his debut in 2022 and then disappeared for 3 years. Is that, I assume that's injury situation? Is anyone aware of what happened with this guy? Now, another guy, 10 games started last year. Now he's throwing opening day. Yeah.
I think it's Tommy John, I think, in like 23, 24, maybe.
I was not aware of how bad the Nationals are going to be this year.
Yeah, horrendous.
The Cubs always win opening day. They're like the Mets. So I think that's a safe bet. I don't know. Minus 204. That's a lot of juice.
Sorry, my bias alarm just went off. Let me turn this off real quick.
Matt, how about you give us a take for this game?
I think I'm leading the under here as well. I think I don't know how bad this rain's supposed to be. I hear it's supposed to be decent. And Wrigley Field, you never know what the hell goes on there. It's like the center of the Truman Show where they just do whatever the hell they want over there. But I think the Nationals are terrible. I think Matthew Boyd's really good. So I think you could probably just fade the Nationals, but you could probably also just fade the full game, take the full game under there. It's a little low, but 8's still decent. So, and if the Cubs are going to win, you're not going to get the bottom of the 9th anyway. So I think the under is probably a fair take there.
Aiden, give us something.
I was leaning towards a Cubs stack for that game, but it's really going to depend on the weather and what the over-under and the team total looks like for tomorrow. I definitely want to wait for that. But if I'm going to go, guys, probably going to be Michael Busch. It's going to be one of my favorites for that game, or maybe Happ being a switch hitter as well.
Love that, Aiden. I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. I looked at my weather app. I think it said high of 70, low of 30. Some places it's going to snow. Some places it's going to rain, maybe thunder. Hard to handicap the weather there. I love the Michael Busch play. He's a good cold weather hitter based entirely on me just watching baseball. No stats to back me up on that one.
Also, PCA is not good. The Mets won that trade. I just want to point that out.
Wow. 6 months of Javi, or 6 weeks of Javi Baez is really fun.
2 months, and I would have done 1. Mainly because that first game they traded for him, I was at that game behind home plate, and Javi Baez pimped the dinger. And I'm on that SportsCenter Instagram page in the background on that highlight. And that means more than having PCA right now. So to me, Mets won that trade. You can't convince me otherwise.
It's about the friends you made along the way. It's not about the stats, the metrics.
And we also, Trevor Williams, right?
Oh, yeah, probably. Maybe.
Terrible.
He was a Cub. Yeah.
Terrible.
No,
I'm just kidding. I will say it does get the Cubs fans going. I keep saying that, even though it's a coping mechanism of mine for sure.
PCA, jury's still out. I know he had an amazing year and he's Mr. America right now. He got a lot of money and he was he's amazing in the field and on the base pass no matter what, but he was batting in the second half of
he was terrible.
Season. Like objectively bad. And 2024, he really struggled at the plate. So have you seen the movie Little Big League before? No, but I'm adding it to the letterbox after this.
Have you seen that movie? Did you know that the mom in that movie is actually PCA's mom?
Yeah, I did not. I knew his parents were actors.
Yeah, there's a movie. It's a great movie. It's a great, like, heartwarming old baseball movie. It's actually, I watched it the other day. Honestly, not gonna lie, but yeah, I can't believe his mom is like the main character's mom, which is just wild.
It's a great fun fact.
Yeah,
good job. DCTV
it would have been cooler if it was Rookie of the Year's mom because he played for the Cubs, but we can't be picky.
It's still a fun fact. I love the Michael Busch play. I'll probably bet it total bases. I like total bases. That's a fun market. There's a few ways to win.
That or hits, runs, and RBIs.
I don't love hits, runs, and RBIs. I don't know why.
Really?
I every time I play that market, I lose deterministically. It's like, oh no, I'm not going to do total bases.
I love that market. I think that market's the best.
I have had no luck with it. Maybe I need to go back to the well this year. The other thing, as you're talking about Matty Boyd, I don't know. I may be short Matty Boyd. He threw a lot of innings last year, and he looked tired towards the end of the year. So obviously, this is the first game of the year. I have not paid attention to spring training at all. But yet last year was like an abnormally good year for him, and he threw a lot of very high-stress innings, especially in the second half, and he kind of fizzled out. So I would be kind of buyer beware just for him on the whole year. And the whole year starts tomorrow at 1:20 at Clark and Addison.
Fair.
Okay, we've talked enough about the Cubs. I could obviously talk about them all day. Let's do Twins Orioles from the beautiful Camden Yards ballpark in Baltimore, Maryland. DOMG, get us started. Anything you like in this, stack or otherwise?
Offenses aren't really too great in this one, like at least in terms of like the pitching matchup. I don't really like the matchup for either offense, so I'm kind of probably gonna stay away from this one. Lean Orioles, I guess, but I like Joe Ryan a little bit, so but no play for me yet.
Fair enough. Maddie, we got to go to you next. Pete Alonso's new stomping grounds.
Yeah, I was going to pick him to hit a home run just for fun, but I think Trevor Rogers is one of the most underrated pitchers in the league. I think the Twins are going to have a bad year. So I'm leaning the Orioles at the money line. That seems like a pretty short price. And if Tyler O'Neill is guaranteed a home run, we already have 1-0. So, I mean,
Yeah. Perfect.
You got to put that into effect. I think I lean the Orioles on the money line. I think they're just the better team, and I think Joe Ryan and Trevor Rogers are closer than the average fan would think. That's just my opinion.
We're talking money lines. Let's get John Bowman involved. Hopefully we get some spicy takes, a little disagreement. This has been a pretty consensus crowd thus far.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the next couple of games, but not in this one. Haven't been very high on the Twins for a few years now. It's not changing this year. I think Joe Ryan will pitch fine, but I think that Orioles lineup will be too much. I'm a little worried about the bullpens because we're not going to see. I mean, we may see some guys go 7 innings, but I don't think we'll go. We'll see the 7-8 innings that we could in the middle of the season. So it'll be interesting to see who these managers go to at the bullpens. But I'd go Orioles.
Love it. Let's keep rolling. Cincinnati Reds are hosting the Boston Red Sox. Yet another interleague game. Why did I think the Reds used to be the first game on opening day? Was that a thing, or am I completely making that up? John Bowman, keep me honest.
They have a they have a parade, and I believe they're the first day game. But they definitely celebrate opening day more than any other team, any other city.
Is anyone else going to opening day tomorrow? Have any of you guys gone on opening day ever?
Yeah.
I find it to be epic. I've made it a tradition to go to opening day at Wrigley every year. It's awesome. Like it should be a holiday. I truly believe that. And it's so I salute the city of Cincinnati for giving it the respect it deserves. But you guys are making out with the Red Sox during the pre-show. Yeah. So let's keep the love train going. Maddie, what do you like in this game? You're very high on the Red Sox, as is John Bowman this year. What market are you attacking for this squad on opening day?
I didn't touch this game yet, but I'm leaning on whatever. I don't know what the Red Sox lineup's going to be, but depending on what that is, I'll probably go a few places via hits, runs, RBIs. Again, this Red Sox team does have good lefties, which is kind of a problem against Andrew Abbott, who's very good. But I think there's enough here in their lineup to take lefties pretty well. And this lineup is just super deep now. So I'm probably going to see how that lineup's construed, but I'm definitely thinking of targeting a little bit of offense here. I think obviously both pitchers are very good. It's opening day. You're going to get the two best pitchers, but I think this Red Sox team with the prices that we're probably going to get are going to be pretty good.
John?
Yeah, like Maddie mentioned, there are a lot of lefties in that Red Sox lineup, which could be a problem. That being said, I would still stick with the Red Sox here. I mean, Garrett Crochet minus 156 is, you're not going to get that number too often. So I would stick with the Red Sox on the road.
I'm looking at his strikeout market on Underdog, 7.5. Geez Louise, opening day. That's a big freaking number. Is that tempting you at all, DOMG? Are there any other prop markets that you're exploring for this matchup?
I haven't dove too much into strikeouts yet. That's definitely next on my list. But yeah, I like the Red Sox lineup a lot. I just don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger against Andrew Abbott yet. Jury's still kind of out on that one, but I do like the Red Sox lineup a lot. I'm sure I'll be playing them plenty of times this year, but I just don't know if there's a matchup I want to target yet.
I didn't realize Eugenio Suarez is back in the Cincinnati Reds, coming off a WBC victory. Dude always rakes in April. I would take a peek there, just purely going off gut feel as I typically do.
It's the Reds only edition, only offseason edition.
That's crazy.
They're going for being the Reds again. That all adds up. All right, let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maddie.
No, I was saying that's room for the Pirates. They made more accurate. They made more addition. I'm just saying. I didn't throw John a few bucks to say that. That's what we need. No, yeah, I think the Reds. I've bought in on the Reds every year for the past 3 years, and I have absolutely nothing to show for it. So I'm done.
It's big of you.
We're done. Toxic.
You can just move on. I'm proud of you. One more interleague game. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. This is crazy. Tigers, Padres from beautiful Petco Park. Tarek Skubal, Nick Pivetta. Nice matchup between two very good pitchers. What do we like, John? Get us started.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think I've been going back and forth here. But I'd probably lean Padres at plus money at home. You know, tough to fade Tarek Skubal, but I don't think the Tigers going to have him go, 95, 100 pitches first game of the season. And we know how dominant that Padres bullpen is. I think Nick Pivetta can definitely stick around Tarek Skubal. And the Padres did lose some bat. I mean, most notably Luis Ariz isn't with them. But I still think I like them at plus money at home.
DOMG.
Hate this for hitters. Two great pitchers. Definitely not taking an over against Skubal, so fading this game.
Stay away.
I think you might be right. I mean, you could probably find a live bet, to be honest, as well, because the Tigers, I think Skubal's going to have that DeGrom effect where, like, you just give up one run and you still never get the wins. It just feels like, I feel like this Tigers offense, I've been waiting to pop for a couple years too at the same time with these young guys, and I feel like I never see it. And I think Pavetta's good enough to keep them in the game that I think this is more of a coin flip, to be honest. I think you probably get some value on the dog.
Maddie and John are tied at the hip today. It's really inspiring to see.
I like this guy.
Yeah, you guys are. When's the collab dropping? Okay, the final game in the 3:10 Central time slot, actually a divisional matchup amidst all this interleague garbage. Angels Astros from Space City, USA. Hunter Brown against Jose Soriano. I don't follow the American League as closely as the National League. I'm not super familiar with either of these pitchers. Educate us, John. Get us started. Side and Totalville. What do you like in this game, if anything at all?
Yeah, this is another tough one. I mean, if I had to pick a game, I would probably, or pick a side, I would probably go with the Astros in the money line, but I don't like that number very much. I think around minus 150 is probably where I'd take it. Jose Soriano's got some amazing stuff, but he's very inconsistent. Hunter Brown, one of the best pitchers in the league, was one of the best pitchers in the league last year, but the Astros' strength is also their bullpen, which, the Angels don't really have a strength. So, I would have to go with the Astros here, but I'm definitely not playing it at the number that it's at.
Aiden, what about you? It's interesting as we're talking about these games. If you're a guy who likes betting overs, I feel like you got to stay away from opening day because everybody's throwing their ace.
It's tough. I won't have too many tomorrow.
You're just like hanging out, collecting some data. But I mean, guys, timing can be, crappy in April, I guess March. And I feel like a lot of could be totally wrong. I feel like a lot of guys are just not good cold weather hitters too. Where, people who, for whatever reason, aren't good April, May, and they're playing outside.
No one wants to hit a ball in cold weather. That shit sucks.
It's painful. It's painful.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
Get me up in June. That's what we're doing.
So they play inside in Houston. Sounds like a stay away spot for you, Aiden. Is that right?
I'm kind of leading the Astros a little bit, to be honest. Jordan Correa. Not going to touch Jeremy Pena, though. He's like 0 for 7 against Soriano and dealing with a finger injury. Sounds like he's playing now. But other than that, I don't know if I'm pulling the trigger yet. Going to wait for that lineup to drop, see if lines move. But, kind of leaning Astros at the moment.
Cool. Matty Chucks?
Yordan Alvarez, the best player in all of baseball. Again, not taking comments on that statement, but he has been for the last couple of years and always will be. His hits, runs, RBIs in a stack. I used to love his RBIs, but he's going to probably bat second again this year, so don't really like to do those for RBIs, obviously. So it might be hits, runs, RBIs. It's 2.5 on some books, but some books are throwing a juiced 1.5. I'm really not high on this Astros offense as years past. I think a lot of these guys are probably regression candidates like Altuve, Correa, and co. And Christian Walker, I don't know what the hell happened to him last year. I'm hoping that's more of a fluke. But I think Jose Soriano is a great pitcher. He could walk 6 guys, or he threw 6 innings with 30 pitches and just gets double plays. It gets his job. Like he'll walk a guy, double play, and he still has 6 pitches. Like it's probably the most. If you're a baseball fan, you want to watch like a crazy just experience. Jose Soriano is probably number 1 on that list. So that's what always makes it so hard for me to cap those games because I never know which Jose Soriano I'm going to get. But Hunter Brown's a dog, and I'm probably just going to stay away from a side or total and go something with Jordan or maybe an RBI with whoever's going to be in that 3 or 4 hole who I like the best.
You heard it here first. Jordan MVP 2026.
And 27 and 28.
The train keeps rolling. Next interleague opening day matchup from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Tampa Bay Rays, St. Louis Cardinals, Drew Rasmussen, Matthew Liberatore. How do I pronounce that? Is that right?
Yeah.
Close enough?
Liberatore.
Maddie, you're on fire. Keep cooking.
I think Drew Rasmussen is one of the best pitchers in baseball. If you're talking like usually 1 inning out of a guy, because he can't go more than 5 innings because his arm is dead. But he has an electric 5 innings in him almost every time. I mean, he has been fighting through injuries. And I think this Cardinals team is hot ass. I will say. So I'm respectfully, no disrespect. I mean, Arenado really doesn't make a difference for me being gone. This lineup, I think, from 5 to 9 is pretty bad. And obviously, this Rays team is kind of the same, but I think I lean more. I might go F5 something with the Rays is where I'm leaning right now. And if Caminero is going to have that same year he had last year, then I'll welcome that a lot, probably.
John, I see you ready to pounce. Get in there.
Yeah, we'll talk about a double play home run guy. That's Junior Caminero. I swear every time he bats, it's either a home run or a double play. But I totally agree with everything you just said. I love Drew Rasmussen. I've had him on my fantasy team for years now. He absolutely dominates, and he always comes out of the game before it gets lost. So great points there. Matthew Liberatore, solid pitcher. I also think the Cardinals are going to be terrible this year. I believe I'm going to be on their under win total, but I think I'm going to go with the Cardinals at plus money just because I think it's more of a toss up. Gotta stray the path. Gotta change it up a little bit here. Go with an underdog. So we'll go with the Cardinals, but probably another game that'll end up staying off as well.
We're leaning St. Louis. Aiden, anything you like in this one? Tough to dive into overs with the hitter markets with 2 teams with not very many good hitters.
Right. I actually don't mind the Rays offense that much, just not really in this game with them being on the road. Also over under is 7.5, just not really anything that really excites me. So not a game I'm going to touch.
Nobody's touching anything. We got to, hopefully these night games, we get a little more involved. Let's try Texas Philly. Eovaldi and Sanchez. Hell of a pitching matchup. 3:15 Central, first pitch. Seeing the total 7.5, 8 some places. Phillies laying minus 143 on the money line. Best number available. What do you think, Johnny Bowman? Get us cooking.
Yeah, I don't mind an under here. Christopher Sanchez coming off pitching in the World Baseball Classic. He's really come into his own the past couple years. Nathan Eovaldi had like a 1-something last year. And I think these are 2 very good pitchers. Philly's offense is pretty scary because they can, score so quickly. Rangers have a lot of good options as well, but I think I would go under there.
Matt?
The Dallas Garcia revenge game? That's all I'm hearing. No. He might be the scariest guy at the plate, but he's kind of, falling off a little bit. I think this Phillies lineup is unbelievable, but I think Nate Eovaldi's in my upper echelon of pitchers as well. And I think this Rangers team is just like, it's just weird. Like, I just don't think I like this Rangers team either. This back half, like Andrew McCutchen's there now, and it's just like, I can't imagine him playing, like being in a 5 spot, like on a winning baseball team. No offense to one of the best to ever do it over there, but it's just not his time anymore.
Is he though? Is he? He gets a lot of love. He had 2 or 3 really good years in Pittsburgh.
He was nasty though. Those are some great years. He was.
I think he's a great guy. So I think history tends to be a little bit kinder to him. I'd love John to keep me honest with the baseball reference, but I feel like he's been like an over the hill dude who you really don't even want in the starting lineup for like 15 years. I mean, it's just like he peaked a long time ago. I was in high school when he peaked.
I think he
old
had
now.
I think he had like 4 really, maybe 5 solid good years. I think over time he just has the longevity numbers because
He's a dude.
He's been pretty good for a while. But yeah, he really only had like 4 peak years.
I think he won
5.
Won the MVP in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 13 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the under here might be a smart look. I'm always scared of this Phillies offense. This is a team that always scores 1 run or scores 14. And I feel like the Phillies, I say this every year. I feel like they always have a chip on their shoulder trying to prove something, but I feel like I say it every year as well. And they always fall short.
Yeah.
So
that's where I was going. There's one on the McCutchen thing. If you were born in McCutchen's MVP season, you're getting your bar mitzvah this year. That makes you think. That's
like, what, is he 40 yet?
old.
He's probably like 38, 39.
He may be
yeah.
50. And the other thing I was going to go with this game, what happened to the Phillies? Why has nobody like been fired in that organization? Feels like the window's been open for a long time. Big payroll, insane lineup, good starting staff. Why is it not working? They have not.
It's
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Yeah, it's like these things.
Dodgers.
They won like almost 100 games last year. I think it's like, what are you gonna?
But yeah, fair enough.
Zach Wheeler also got hurt last year, which was huge. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got to go through the Dodgers. It's impossible to get there from now.
It's stupid. It's stupid, is what it is. All right.
At least you had those 2 months of Javi Baez, Matt.
I mean, they were great months, man. They were some great months. We had a 2025, 2024 run. That was great for the Mets when they faced the Dodgers and got obliterated. But it was fun. The team was fun. That was good vibes.
It's all about the vibes. Baseball is about the vibes.
Now it is because the Dodgers are here. Now it's like the Blue Jays should win an award just for taking them to 7 games, I think, in my opinion.
How much World Series hangover are you expecting? That's a little talking point I didn't get in when we were talking about being really high on the Red Sox. The Blue Jays played a lot of very stressful baseball.
Oh yeah.
And it's coming out of that and not getting the trophy over your head. It's tough. I again going straight off a gut feel, but I would love to see a composite of teams that lost the World Series after going 7 games. What does next season look like? I would imagine it's not very good.
Losing Bichette too, who was a nice like fan favorite piece, like that hurts. And their offense is still good, but that's going to hurt a little bit. I think it's going to take a little bit to. I mean, they were working fine without him in the playoffs before he came back, but it's a big piece to miss. And I do think like when I think those March Madness teams that go like those like mid majors that go way too far and then they're kind of like, oh, we're kind of back to reality a little bit. I still think they're going to be good, but their hangover might be legit.
I like that you made the segment about the Mets with the Bichette reference there.
I didn't. It's just, hey, if the shoe fits.
Well done. Okay, let's talk about the team that we were just talking about. Dodgers, defending undisputed champions of the world, playing for some reason at 7:30 Central on Thursday against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kyle Tucker's going to be in the lineup for the first time wearing Dodger blue. Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, fresh off disappointing endings in the World Baseball Classic. How do you bet the Dodgers? I mean, do you? Let's start with Aiden, who can attack it from the prop side of things.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back in the Dodgers if the price is right. Leaning towards the lefties, Ohtani. If the price is right, like I said, we'll see what his lines look like. I don't know, but Freddie Freeman, big Freddie Freeman guy. I don't know how you can't love him. Lefty versus righty. I'm all Freddie Freeman in that game. So definitely be it's a 9-run over under. Dodgers are minus 250. I'm gonna take some hitters there. Take a stab.
Yeah, they got a lot of lefties in this lineup. Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Tucker. This is
big dog Max Muncy. Don't put some. Oh
my God. He's been there for 30 years too. Talk about guys that have been perpetually over the hill.
Fair.
John, what do you got for us in this game? Side, total, anything at all?
Yeah, got to go Dodgers on the run line here. Zach
Ooh.
Gallen, had a couple years where he was really good, but pitching in Arizona, well, obviously he's not pitching in Arizona for this game, but in general, pitching in Arizona is tough. Looking at his spring training, like I said, I don't take into account unless it's an extreme. He was really bad, getting a lot of hard contact against him. It's only going to be tougher against this Dodgers team. And then we can go back to the Mets narrative here and the Dodgers signing Edwin Diaz from the Mets and put him at the back of their bullpen. And the Dodgers' main problem last year was their bullpen. They didn't have anyone to go to. They signed Tanner Scott and Blake Trinan, and those were supposed to be their closers. Did not work out. So they went to the top of the market, added Edwin Diaz, and, they're going to be the best team in the league again.
You look like a Jedi over there, Maddie. Quit sulking and give us a pick.
I didn't need. I erased Edwin Diaz from my memory, so that was fun. Thank you, John. Not a fan. This team is just on crack. I did bet the Dodgers, and the only way I could see to bet the Dodgers going forward is I did Yamamoto 5+ Ks and Dodgers money line minus 116 on Caesars. I think if he doesn't get 5 Ks, he probably got shelled, and they may not win. So I think I'm correlated. I hate when people add like random money line bets sometimes a little bit, but I'm a big fan of the correlation and stuff. Like if he doesn't get 5 Ks, I think it's solely because he got pieced around, and by that reason, I don't think they're going to win the game. But I think Gallen gets pieced up by the Dodgers every single time he faces them. You'll probably see some people say, well, what if he did well last time in August? He pitched well. Well, there's like 4 guys who didn't start that game. So that's why he pitched well against the Dodgers finally. This team has his number. They have no hangover because they have Kyle Tucker and everyone else. I think John might be on the roster at this point. And I think they're just going to keep going. I think every year they probably come out the gate, let's try to win 162 games until it gets boring in June. That's my honest opinion. So I'm all over the Dodgers.
They really do play it like it's a marathon. They're like 7-man rotation.
Yeah.
They are not playing the same game as everybody else during the regular season. It is a freaking machine.
Also, Teoscar Hernandez is one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. Him batting like 6th is just like absolutely absurd.
The lineup is disgusting. It should be illegal.
Yeah.
Who knows? It may be soon. Okay, the final game of the real opening day. 2 teams that had very frisky 2025s. We head to the Pacific Northwest. The Guardians of Cleveland and the Mariners of Seattle. 6.5 is the total. Man, who's pitching? What do we got? Get us started, Johnny B.
Yeah, these games, March, April in Seattle are always insanely low scoring. 6.5 is probably going to be the norm for the Mariners home games these first couple months. JB Crawford is out of the IL, so he's not going to be in the lineup for the Mariners. I still think the Mariners win. I'm not very high on Tanner Bybee, to be honest. A lot of people are. I don't think he's an ace. Logan Gilbert, he is one of the better pitchers in the league, and the Mariners have an absolutely dominant bullpen. The Guardians have a great bullpen too, which is why I think it's at 6.5. And Mariners, it is juicy at minus 190. So I really don't know what I would go with here. Maybe an under, but 6.5 is so low. But since it's plus money, maybe go for it. But this one's tough.
First pitch, estimated temperature 44 degrees in Seattle. Ouchie. That's
Also
a big
no
part.
Run candidate.
Yeah, oh, there you go. That's the angle. I think that's my favorite play of the stream right there.
And then I think John's right. I think Tanner Bybee isn't even the Guardians ace, if we're being honest. I think Gavin Williams, I'm higher on overall. Logan Gilbert's a dog. This Mariners team is fun. But I think it's priced right. This Guardians team sucks. You know what? Jose Ramirez is the Giannis of the MLB. He'll just die in Cleveland until they just build around him. I don't know what his deal is there. I'm not going to lie.
He didn't get his ring. Giannis got his ring.
That's a good point. I don't know why Jose's there.
He loves Cleveland. What's not to love? What about Big Dumper? Not making any friends in the World Baseball Classic. Refusing dap-ups, refusing handshakes. Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena. Are we going to see any of that bleed into the regular season, or it's water under the bridge by now?
I think he just tried to be someone he wasn't there. I think I think the moment was a little too big for him, and he just probably regrets doing it, from being honest.
He was riding the pine for a lot of the rest of the tournament. He took his big dumper to the bench.
Did you know that Josh Naylor's Canadian, by the way?
I did. I watched the World Baseball Classic
That's
religiously.
crazy.
And his
His
brother
name is
was on the squad, too.
Joshua Douglas James, which is like the most pilgrim name I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not even pilgrim enough to know what a pilgrim name is. I'm like, how do you take a difference between Canada and America?
It's that.
Jamison Tyone played for the Canadians. He was horrible in spring training. As John was saying, I only pay attention to spring training if it's like really bad or really good. My brain was like, we must fade Jamison Tyone.
This is off. Yeah.
Aiden, you got anything in this very low expected run total game out in the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, not this time around. I do like the Mariners offense. I'll be backing them at some point this year, probably on the road. But yeah, like their offense, just definitely not in this spot. The low over under.
Love it. All right. It's that time. We're putting together the collab. I want everyone's favorite play. Let's limit it to Thursday games over. Excuse me, Thursday games only. I know a lot of lineups aren't out, so it may not be perfect, but you're just going to have to bear with me on this, guys. Maddie, you seem like you're locked and loaded, so I'm putting you on the spot.
Well,
Favorite play of the real opening day?
What's the goal? Are we doing big lotto?
We're doing
here?
like a collab parlay, whatever you want to like that.
What are the odds? Well, what book? What book are we doing it on?
Oh, UD for sure. UD. Thanks to our friends at UD.
Okay.
Collab entry. We call them entries.
Okay, let me see. Let's see what lines they have up.
And John, you're going to have to play a prop. I'm sorry. No sides and totals.
I'll have to come up with one.
Do your best.
Do they have Yamamoto K's at 5.5?
Hold, please.
I think so.
Yeah, yes. Yamamoto. Over? Higher?
I think I'm doing over. No one wants to go on an under. You know, it's just
Okay, Mr. No Home Runs.
that's a fair point. Very fair point, I will say.
John? Or no, I'll save you best for not best for last, but off the beaten path for last, because you don't typically do these markets. So, Aiden, you are a grizzled vet in these markets, so best for second.
Yeah, I like Freddie Freeman. Hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5. It's a little bit juicier. I like William Contreras a lot too for hits, runs, and RBIs. So
you got to pick one.
It's
That's not what we're doing. You got to pick one.
Give me Freddie Freeman.
Freddie.
A little correlated, very slight correlation, I guess, with Yamamoto.
Oh,
very
cool.
Slight. But yeah, give me Freddie Freeman.
All right, give us something early in the day if you can, John, so we got something to root for, and then you win, and then we can really sweat it out.
I was going to say, I was looking at that game too. I mean, if you want to go same game, I would say something Gallon over earned runs or Dodgers first 5 over.
Cool. It's going to be Freddie Freeman, first inning, 3-run pimp job. Yamamoto,
sick.
7.
Right out the side.
Yeah. Yamamoto, 7 scoreless. 7K.
That'd be sick.
The script is right there. Okay, I'm writing this down because I'm going to go hammer it. There's a ton of great promos on Underdog. Thank you to our friends at Underdog for helping sponsor the show.
They still doing the play 5, get 50?
Yes.
They are.
Yes, they are. And they've got a bunch of promos, bonus entries for MLB, boosts, all that good stuff. Go have some fun. It's opening day. Before we say goodbye, we've got to talk about the fantastic deals being offered by esteemed guests. Let's start with Matty Chucks of the Huddle fame. 50% off 1 month. Link in the replies if you're watching on X. We're almost at 1,000 listeners. That's pretty good, guys.
We're going to hit a no home run parlay that's going to pay us a ton of money anyway. So you can just buy a season long after. It's just, I don't make the rules. It's just what it is.
Deal. Capitalism. Ever heard of it? There's a theme today. 50% off 1 month from our friend with the excellent green screen, Aiden DOMG Props. Link in the replies. 50% off 1 month package. Give us the QVC 30-second pitch, Aiden.
Yeah, if you're a prize pick guy or a DFS guy, definitely the place to be for MLB season. So anything DFS related, you can of course play on my books as well, but definitely DFS apps, definitely a place to be.
And finally, another 50% off 1 month offer. John Bowman, link in the replies. Talk to the folks at home why they should check you out this football season. Football, baseball.
Maybe not the
Holy
football
cow.
season.
Sorry.
definitely the baseball season though. It's all baseball all the time over here. You know, we got MLB going, starting up soon. We were doing well for the World Baseball Classic and college baseball as well. So, you know, as much baseball as possible.
Outstanding. Any parting thoughts from this esteemed dais of gentlemen and scholars? This was a fun stream. I like this crew.
Go Dodgers.
That would be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. And I wish we had a better opening night game, but we're gonna act like this game didn't happen. Unless there's a no home run, then I'll blast it out. But other than that, we're hiding. And
Perfect. Let's have a fantastic opening day. Like I said before, it should be a national holiday. Baseball is back. Ain't nothing better. Thank you all for tuning in and for our guests for imparting us with such brilliant knowledge. Let's go have a fantastic baseball season.